Hi, I'm Paolo Sulut from the Ateneo de Manila Senior High School, and all of you guys mentioned this idea of involving everyone in this conversation about DRR. But then again, DRR is such a very heavy topic with some serious technicalities, and it could be very unappealing and very scary for most people who aren't aware. And how can we involve more people in this conversation due to it being such a serious topic? How can we get them more involved, and what incentives can we give? Because despite there being a need for DRR, not everyone wants to learn about DRR due to it being such a serious topic with a lot of technicalities. So how can we make it more appealing for everyone to join in the conversation?
Thank you. So the question was, how do we communicate it? How do we communicate the sense of urgency and at the same time the need to be involved in this situation or in this concern? Yes?
So I've always had a dream of having these major issues incorporated into pop culture, because we're always talking about how Aldub is doing this and that. What if these topics get incorporated into our telenovelas? What if real issues that we deal with are incorporated into the things that people are already watching and talking about anyway? There was a study in Brazil which showed that a telenovela character, a woman who was being domestically abused, stepped up and then got out of that relationship. There is data that studied how people then felt empowered and were able to then save themselves from those situations. So the power of pop culture and media is very, very strong, especially here in the Philippines. So maybe we can kind of open these topics of conversation up onto the platforms that we're familiar with. Your daytime television, your social media platforms, making maybe some of our pop culture influencers more influential for the things that actually matter. And then, of course, there's jobs in the private sector that can create more engagements, and the tourism can be more educational and environmentally friendly. But to me, like looking at a high school kind of scope, I would think, you know, if the media you're already consuming starts to address these issues, you're going to start to perk up and pay attention, because role models on TV can also be role models in real life.
Yes, thank you for that. Yeah. I don't want to put you on the spotlight. But Mr. Dantes, can you add more to the inputs po of our speaker from Bambike?
I totally agree with him, and I also agree with you. Na it is really a challenge, no, kung paano maiparating yung mensahe ng DRR sa lahat ng tao. And siguro ito isang katotohanan na malalaman mo lang yung importansya ng isang bagay kapag mangyari na sa sayo. Otherwise, hindi mo fully realize yung importance niya, yung kahalagahan niya, yung kabigatan niya, kung sa iba mo palang nakikita. Pero aantayin pa ba natin mangyari yun? Nakita naman natin yung experiences ng ating mga kababayan. We saw its effects on other people. So, I think it is also our duty and responsibility as citizens to help the government to participate, and not just participate, but meaningfully participate. And like what you said, we have all these platforms. Nandiyan ang television, nandiyan ang social media. So, nandiyan ang ating mga media companies. Ginagamit nila ang lahat ng makakaya nila para maiparating sa lahat ng tao yung kahalagahan ng DRR at climate action. Pero siyempre, it needs our help. Kasi tayo magbibigay ng multiplier effect. Hindi ako, hindi lang ikaw, kundi tayong lahat. But if everyone acts together, mas magiging maganda ang resulta.
Concretely, Ding Dong, I understand you mentioned, and Commissioner mentioned the campaign which was successful, Now PH. Can you concretely give us tips? Maybe our campaigners here and other advocates would like to hear how the campaign became a successful one.
And how we tap the social media to gather Filipino youth in our cause.
You basically, you were able to mobilize 3.6 million. How did you do it? Exactly. Yeah, Ding Dong and the Commissioner.
Siguro in addition to that, for the hashtag NowPH, talagang malaking naging role ng social media dito sa campaign na to. Kasi yun talaga yung nagpalakas ng campaign na yun eh. Kasi alam naman natin lahat may social media, may Facebook. So doon napadali, kasi ang target lang ata nun talaga is 1 million. Pero naging 3 million yung outcome ng signature campaign na yun. So malaking role talaga yung ginagampanan ng social media sa mga ganitong campaign.
Totoo yun eh, kasi when we were campaigning for that, pag pumupunta kami sa isang area, siyempre tatanungin nila, ano ba ang climate change? May intindihan ba namin yung science behind that? Napaka-technical. Pero naging challenge para sa amin kung paano maipaliwanag. Kasi ang objective namin was to get their commitment patungo sa Paris Climate Change Conference ng 2015. So talaga it was a struggle for us. But then we were able to raise the signatures through proper educational materials, with the help, of course, of the LGUs, pati na rin sa lahat ng mga volunteers. And to end the point, pwede naman natin gawin ngayon, and ginagawa naman natin ngayon, but the key also is consistency. Hindi naman pwedeng matapos na yan ng isang stage lang. Hindi pwedeng matapos lang yan ng isang season lang. We have to do it repeatedly and influence others in the process.
Thank you. And maybe, yes, Commissioner Paul.
Maybe can I add to the question of the young guy there. Siguro, yung sa NYC kasi, masusurprise ka kung gaano karaming youth volunteers ang nag-volunteer tuwing may relief operations, ganyan. Siguro the power of barkada, the power of group, yung siyempre, ako kasi, pag ako lang mag-isa, parang mahihiya ako na mag-volunteer or mag-participate sa mga ganitong initiatives. So, siguro, I suggest, kung kayong mga kabataan, you go in a group, siyempre you have your friends, siguro kayo mag-usap kayo, ano ba yung maitutulong natin pag may disasters, yung barkada nyo, tara punta tayo sa ganito, baka pwede tayo mag-tulong-tulong or mag-volunteer dito sa isang operations na to. Siguro yun yung masasuggest ko. The power of barkada, the power of group is malaking tulong yun.
Can I
Okay,
just
Javier.
to follow up, I think it's a very important question, and it's something that in UNICEF we also think about how to make DRR, that it's such a sometimes very technical issue, more accessible to children and youth. And actually, UNICEF in partnership with NYC has developed a tool called DQuest, which is a learning online tool precisely for doing to address the concern you were mentioning, how to make disaster risk reduction more accessible to children and youth. So this will be soon accessible online, and it's really a good entry point and a really good way to start improving your knowledge about the issue and starting to think about what you can do and how you can get involved.
To support what UNICEF are doing, I think we shouldn't underestimate children. They actually have imaginations that they can come up with solutions. And what UNICEF are trying to do is give a voice. Because I don't know how many parents here want to talk about such issues to your children at such a young age, but we encourage that giving them a voice, give them a say, seeing as it's supposedly their future we're also looking out for. What do they think, what are their opinions about it? And then providing platforms for them, for their solutions to be heard. Because we're getting it now in a lot of Facebook, YouTube videos. Young children are actually smarter than we give them credit for. And they will come up with solutions and ideas and opinions about animals, about the environment. These are the things that they draw in. So we encourage that sector to raise their voices.